welcome back to another video for the K-Swap EK Coupe. Last video we did end up finishing the engine bay paint and got it all clear coated and everything. Now we're going to go ahead and start working on, of course, assembly and stuff. So first, when it comes to back here, I think I'm going to be putting the brake booster in, and while refreshing it, I should say, I got to repaint it and stuff. This way I can put on the master cylinder and start running my brake lines and tucking them, because I am going to relocate the proportion valve back inside behind the dash. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the clutch master cylinder in there as well. Of course, I was not thinking too well when I was taking this stuff apart and I didn't save them. So I am going to have to order some new ones now that I think about it, but won't take too long and we'll just see what I come up with as we go. But I'm going to go ahead start working on the brake booster a little bit, because it is in a little bit of rough shape. It is the original brake booster of the car, but I want to keep as much original components as I can. Yet again, I cut off the whole front radiator support, so I guess I can just ignore that. But we're going to go ahead and get started on that sort of stuff and see where it goes from there. Okay, so we are also at the part that I'm going to go ahead and find a spot to mount my proportion valve inside the car here. Do have a riv nut gun that my buddy let me borrow, so I'm going to go ahead, find a spot inside, figure out where I want to mount it exactly. I got my drill bits and stuff too. So we're going to go on the inside, mount it in there, and then we can go ahead and get our booster and everything painted, get our master cylinder painted, and then start routing our lines and fittings and everything else. Alright, so inside the car here, just looking around, I have the insulation put up back to the firewall. I'm thinking it's just going to go probably right up here on this little ledge there. I don't think I'm going to put it down there, so I'm just going to end up probably mounting it up here. Installing 2 riv nuts, and then letting it rock and roll. Alright, so we did get it installed down here. I actually just ended up using there are 2 factory holes that were already in this piece, so I just made them a little bit bigger, put riv nuts in them, and got it sorted out, got it bolted down nice and sturdy. So now I'm going to go and be able to run my lines now, and I'm going to have to select what 2 holes to drill. Over here on the back of the firewall, going to the brake booster up front here. So gonna go ahead, get that stuff figured out and measured, and see how I feel about it on the outside and stuff. And I still, of course, got to get this stuff installed too for the brake booster and the master cylinder before I do that as well, so I can make sure the lines are properly routed and have everything all good to go. So I went ahead and got the brake booster, got the master cylinder installed as well. So we got that on there, just used OEM hardware. Just used a lock washer underneath it and then polished up the hardware a little bit and got the dirt off. And I am just waiting for my fittings to come in so I can start flaring the lines and bending lines and getting the brake line tuck going. So we got that taken care of, got the brake booster mounted upside down so our vacuum port won't be too noticeable up there. And I'm just slowly going around, and I loosely installed my upper control arms, polished these bolts a little bit so they don't look so dirty. And yeah, just going along. Like I said, waiting for these fittings to come in, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started on the brake line tuck. Alright, so we got everything in. We got our fittings for AN to just the flare for the OEM stuff. Then we got the AN fittings, then we got the bulkhead tuck fittings that goes through the firewall. We got everything all good to go. We got our line, got our cutting and flare tool there, and we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So at this point I got these two lines made up, and I got the two lines on the inside that go from these unions here to the proportion valve bent. I just gotta flare them up, and then this one is for the inside proportion valve to the driver's front over here. I went ahead on each side and installed our fittings as well for the master cylinder, or for the brake lines to go through. My apologies. But got that on both sides done, and I started bending some lines. Like I said, this one is for the proportion valve to driver's side, and I went ahead and just got this one done down here as well. So it's not too far off. Right underneath this little drain tube, just go a little bit underneath this hump, and it'll go right in without it affecting up here into this gap. And then on the inside here, we are in right here, which is kind of right next to this big hole over here. And then on this side, we are right back over there. So it does come in and then go back underneath the gas pedal a little bit, but not in terms of having any interference, so that should not be an issue. And same with the other two lines that do come from that side. So everything is looking good so far. I did order a new flaring tool that should be coming in a couple days, so I am just waiting on that to be able to continue on with the brake lines. So alright, so the last clip I showed you guys, I had a broken tool, wasn't able to keep going with my brake lines. Well, since then we have moved. I haven't been able to make more brake lines since I moved, but now that I'm settled in, I got the car situated here. I do have everything here. Got my riv nut tool still. Got my, line adapters and stuff. And then I got good old flaring tool right here. I used it a few times already and did some lines on the inside here. And I have connected them, as you can see. So I got the prop valve going up here to the firewall, and then I got them going to each side, the front left and the front right as well. I just have to do the middle two make them go underneath the car, and then I can route them all the way to the back here for the rear calipers. So gotten that all taken care of. The kit only did come with enough of these to reuse the rear lines, so I'm going to be using these fittings on the rear, and in the front I'm going to go just straight back and use the AN fitting here, and then just go to an OEM Honda fitting when it goes down into here. So won't be any conversions on just those two fronts, but we can still utilize and have the whole kit put to use for the brake line tuck. So that is where I am at currently. I am gonna just make a part 2 to the brake line tucking, just because it is a bit of work and the video is already a little bit lengthy. But just showing you from this side, do have them taken care of. So I am going to take these two, just bring them down underneath here. We have the 90-degree fittings, so right when it goes underneath the car, it will point straight back, and then we will go from there. But I was thinking about routing them inside of the car, but at the same time, I don't really feel like doing that either. I feel like I'd enjoy it just going straight down and under. So gotta figure out a few more things, get some more pieces to fill this gap, gotta get the different bushing for this as well to make that all proper and lined up. But that is going to be it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Next video I will start by just flaring lines and getting the inside taken care of to start going back to the rear, but we do have the front taken care of for now. And as you can tell, we are in our different locations. So the video before this was kind of our move in terms of getting a new garage. So we are here, a lift is on the way as well that we are going to be putting over there. But for now, thank you for watching. Like, comment, maybe subscribe or follow. If you have any ideas for anything, just leave a comment below. And I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for some more content in the near future.